So guys, Priscilla Ojo, yes, I know you guys know her as she's an influencer and also a daughter to Nollywood actress Iyabo Ojo. Yeah, she got married to Juma Jux, a Tanzanian guy. Yeah. And another thing is the kind of I think it's the husband that actually shared the challenges. They're actually like one of few challenges they had about Priscilla turning to Muslim. It wasn't that easy because when the news was out there that when the husband was kind of talking about how her wife being switched to Muslim, Christian to a Muslim, and everybody thought like, why would she just switch to Muslim? Guys, the information right now is it wasn't an easy one. It's a whole big challenge for them because people actually get to see the outcome, probably the success, not knowing the process. It wasn't easy for them to actually do this. So the recent news that Juma Jux, it's kind of explaining how the wife turned to Muslim and how he had to convert her. Guys, the shocking part of it is that it's something that he had to go to other leaders of their association or leaders that had to guide him on how to convince. And my question is, it's not something like this is not something you convince somebody. It's something that she have to willingly submit to. You get. So regarding that, when that interview was just going, everybody no, I don't think everybody focused on the parts that part very well. It just kind of flew like a news, and it was all going viral that Priscilla is now a Muslim. The husband said the husband, but you guys have to pay full attention at how that process because he went further to explain how he was able to do that. Yes, because even then, they were kind of saying that why it was so easy for her to convert from Christian to Muslim. I know kind of religion how they play with religion in the country. Everybody felt like their own religion is the perfect, and the most problem we actually face in the country is this religious aspect. Yes, it's this religious aspect. You're a Muslim, I'm a Christian, you're this and that. Then we cannot actually have things in common like that. I know most of Nigerian where women wouldn't allow their daughter to get married to Muslim. Why? Because few informations or probably what they heard about Muslim it goes the same way. So most of the Muslim wouldn't want their daughter to go marry to Christian based on what is being displayed on the internet and most of the news they had, the characters and all that. So and when it even gets to that point of politics, when Christians had to support their fellow Christian despite the fact that even though they know that the person actually didn't qualify for this position, but they would just want to support leaving Muslim aside, thinking that Muslim is this part that look at the way they actually behave. But when country like when things start developing more development, more knowledge come, then you now find out that all these things that actually matters. Because when Jumajus came to talk about how Prissy now turned to Hadiza, no longer Prissy is Hadiza. It wasn't easy for him, guys. He made few explanation. I know most of you wasn't like paying detailed attention, but don't worry, guys. I'll break it down. But before I continue, I would like to appreciate my subscribers, my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always subscribing to my channel. Thank you for staying to the end of my videos, and thank you for liking and sharing my videos. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And to my first time viewers, you guys are highly welcome to my channel. This is Montangs TV, giving you back to back hottest gist on the celebrity world. Of course, you don't want to miss. Thank you for coming, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell because you won't regret ever doing so. And you're also free to put down your thoughts in the comment section. Yes, you can put down your thoughts or whatever you think about the video in the comment section. You're free. And another thing is try and be nice with your comment. Thank you so much. So let's proceed with what Juma just actually said about how Prissy was actually converted to Muslim. He said it wasn't easy for him because he had to reach out to so many leaders to advise and guide him, and then how to put things to talk to Prissy. Yes, I'm a Muslim. You just have to turn and then convert to a Muslim because I am your husband. You know that process, and you know that it's also possible for Prissy to be a Christian wife marrying to a husband, it's a free word. It doesn't really matter because it's all the same God that everybody is worshiping. So it's also possible for Prissy to still remain Prissy, and Prissy in Kambala, a Christian and all that, and the husband is Muslim, country with the Muslim stuff. It's possibly okay, but regarding what the husband said and how he explained it, the leaders has to guide him to put her through and how to kind of switch the religious switch. So, and when this wasn't, most television networks, they are kind of debates highly on it and say that religion is not something you convince somebody to. You don't have to convince. It's something that you actually willing to do. You just have to have that willing to change, to switch, and not someone convincing you, giving you reason why you had to change. Because in that conviction, in that part of convincing that person, it will just feel like the Christian, she being a Christian doesn't really, as in, I don't know, it's just kind of putting it aside. Does it really not matter? Because you have to convince this person to leave Christianity and then be a Muslim. It's just that the way the understanding goes beyond. But the point is, whatever that makes their marriage work, whatever that will make their marriage stay together, and she's doing it and she's okay with it, fine. And my point is, if Prissy actually don't want to convert to Muslim, she wouldn't. So if, no matter the conviction, no matter what they tell you, whatever, or unless you're not this type that grew up with that your religion, no matter what they tell you, it's still something willing from your heart that you actually wanted to do, and you will do it. So guys, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think Prissy, it's actually okay. Yes, I think she's actually okay being a Muslim. That's why she was able to be convinced. Yes, was able to convince her to switch to Muslim. And I have this thought about um Juma Jux actually making this move. Yes, because on his interview, he said a lot, though he said a lot. So, and the part that he has to get more lessons, yes, he even go as far as getting lessons. Like, okay, I'm going to just say it's kind of a counsel or a counsel to convince her wife. So he went to more, he get more lessons from the leaders, then how he can be able to convince a wife. And then later, Prissy had to understand. She had to understand, and then converted to Islam. So guys, I don't know, but I don't know why it actually went viral, and people were seeing it as it's something bad. It's not bad. It's not bad, because here in Nigeria, if actually your husband is going to a particular church, once you marry to that husband, you had to follow him to that church, because you knew this is where he was going. This is the church he's going before you guys get close, because that's why he had a courtship. When you had a courtship, you get to know you get to know your spouse very, very much. I know that, yes, this is what he's doing, and you're likely to join him when you guys are together. So I don't know why it's difficult now, because it's a Muslim, yes, a Tanzanian singer and all that. A Muslim came to Nigeria, married Priscilla Ojo, who is a Christian, and then it's now difficult to convince the wife to be a Muslim. And finally, they did. And people start talking and say that, why would she even accept that? I know it's not easy. That's why he said that it wasn't easy for him to convince her wife. It wasn't easy for me to convince my wife to convert to Muslim. And yes, finally she did. Yes. Prissy is now a Muslim, and her Muslim name is Hadiza. But normally we all know her Priscilla Ojo, Ajoke Ojo, and then now finally Priscilia. No, Priscilia, I think Hadiza in Kampala. So guys, I don't know what you think about all this, but I felt it's the right thing to do. So it wasn't, because they were just posting sweet pictures, loving and all that. They actually facing a lot of challenges. All there's some certain challenges they face in the marriages. Not every marriage is all sweet. It depends on how you handle. You heard him. He said it was difficult for him to. it's kind of a challenge they had to explore most of their challenges, like get to know, look at the challenges we have, look at how we're going to face it, look at how we're going to solve it. And with time, Prissy had to understand that this is what they actually do. This is what she actually, this is what she this is what she's supposed to do. Yes, because you can tell me like, okay, fine, people will be like, eh, the part that she knows that this guy is a Muslim when she get into it, or was she blinded by money and all that? Sure, she was aware. So why is it difficult for her? It's not that easy. Even to the excitement of you getting married, you'll be like, I want to get married, I want to. Then on the day of your traditional wedding and all that, why are the bride always crying? Because they felt like this is actually coming to reality. So I'm actually leaving my family. When they were engaging, you were just jumping and say all this stuff, and then when it gets to that point that you have to leave the family, then it become more realistic. You just become more realistic, like this is truly happened, I'm going to leave my remembering all the memories. So guys, don't go there. Prissy know that Juma is a Muslim when she got into a relationship. I think they dated like 8 months or so. She was aware, but at that point they got married. They did wedding, they had their wedding and all that. But guys, that wedding wasn't taken in church. It wasn't a church where they just kind of organized, and because Juma is a Muslim, so it was organized, and the parents they had to bless the marriage and had that wedding. And nobody, like we guys wasn't even aware until Juma had this interview and had to explain everything. So guys, most marriages have challenges, and Juma and Priscilia, they also had the challenges and they sorted it out. So guys, if you're able to watch to the end of my video, please, I beg you, subscribe. It wouldn't cost a thing, and stay tuned for more videos on More Thanks TV. Bye guys.